Touchline.
Yo.
What you saying, man? Man United's not doing much, but we're hanging in there.
Yeah. Season starts in a couple of days. Yeah, I'm saying the big boys are back in town.
What, man? What, like Coventry, Dion Dublin days, yeah?
No, I wasn't talking about them, mate. I was talking about whole Man United. I'm talking about Arsenal. I'm talking about big boys. Big boys are back.
Hey, people are going to call me shameless for this stream. We're going to be joined by Jarvis. I just see Rants raided as well, so love for that, man. That's impeccable timing. But big up Rants for that raid. Much appreciated as always. He raided yesterday, so he's put in some real community things in place for the people that aren't obviously as big as him. But what's it called? So big up for that one. I was going to talk about today is, you know what? This is the shameless part. There is only one time I will listen to this man, and it's a 50-50. Some people say he works for KFC.
Oh, Indy Kayla.
But Indy Kayla dropped the Baleba bomb. And I'm wondering if he's got the same...
I didn't even see this.
But yeah, no, look, I'm going to be real. I don't believe it. Only reason being because Man United...
He was the one that broke it last time, though.
Exactly. But there's obviously been murmurs beforehand with Newcastle and Baleba and something about a dropped price. I don't know if that's exactly true. I don't believe it anyways. It's a little hard at this point in time on the 18th of August to be optimistic about Manchester United's transfer window. There's going to be some home truths by the end of that window, and we're going to go through that when the time comes. I'm not overreacting. I don't think you're overreacting either. I haven't really seen you go mad on your streams. You seem very patient.
I haven't really spoken much about Man United, in fairness.
Yeah, no, because it's not much to talk about.
There's not much to talk about. That's what I'm saying. It's not much to talk about. I just done my predictions. I'm chilled. Yeah, I'm chilled. I watched Midday Live. I've been finishing watching that when I've been eating and stuff like that. Everyone's ratting us off again as they did last season.
No, I don't mind
that. Yeah, I don't mind it as well, mate. Yeah, I'm saying no one's scared of Man United when we slap up all their teams again, like we did last season. I'm chilled. If we get Baleba, I do think we should spend more money. I'm not saying pretend we don't, but I also understand there's a level of I'd rather not overpay for decent players and then have to replace them or whatever, or that in case they flop or whatever. That in the future, do you know what I'm saying? I don't want to repeat the same mistakes we made in the past. But Baleba, if you get Baleba for 70, 80 million, I'd take that. I think he's a good player. I think he's a very good player. I think he'd be a cheat code in the Champions League with his profile in the Champions League, just running around against these big teams, bro. You want to set someone on like a Kvaratskhelia, for example. You make sure, like how Jason Part was, but he's actually a very good ball winner. He's also decent on the ball. I think he'd be a good profile for us.
Man United should hire you. I'll be real. You couldn't put any better. All right, cool. So yeah, we're going to talk about Baleba as well. We're going to talk about this left back stuff. Me and Rance had a sick conversation. Me and Staffy and me and Rance on separate shows. Yeah, we had a sick conversation about the left back. And obviously, we ain't spoken in a while, innit? But obviously, season gets kicking on. We're going to start doing more one-on-one shows, if not 3 maximum. I like it because that way we can get the chat involved as well, a little bit more than when you got like 4, 5, 6 people. Yeah, but it is difficult, but I see Ramos in the build. I see Crunch King. I see all of you lot. So anyone that's coming over, please smash a like after this as well, just to make it clear. I'm going to start doing these collaborations. You can put people in your like a part of your lives or something like that.
Yeah, it's like basically like view channels or something, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that's a good way to expose more creators as well. Man United. I like the Man United click. I must say it's not too sad compared to the rest of them, but there's many names I'll point out as well. But bar Baleba, the noise that came out today, and it's the same kind of noise, but the name that I haven't heard in about a year was Mateta, and obviously Ivan Toney got thrown into that, right? But he's been in Saudi, but he's still quite young. Like he's not old. He's if we deep Man United, and I think the way football's going, every striker we've been linked to is a little bit of a target man. Now that makes me wonder about what Carrick may want, because if Xerxes was to leave, this makes no sense, because Xerxes, I would look at like, if you're going to play target man, then Xerxes is a target man, right? And you know what? I think Rance might have convinced me a little touch about Xerxes, but I'm still not for him. But I'll be interested to see what
he did look good in pre-season.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what avenue Carrick eventually goes down, because if you're looking at this Matanovic guy, who I think he looks like a scrub in his comps, I'm not a fan of that, but he wins all his aerial duels, whatever. Don't care. It looks a bit clunky. There'll be no point in getting rid of Xerxes if you're going to bring me a Matanovic. I'll be real. Again, the other part is for me is you're linked with now Ivan Toney, who I think is probably the best out of that mix. But my issue is he's not really a hard worker and never has been. And I don't know if Saudi might have got to him the lifestyle. I don't know. I don't, because he looks like he's the king over there at the moment. I must admit. And then obviously Mateta's got 1 year left on his deal, and everyone likes Mateta. He can bring players in the game, but he's not.
Yeah, but he done his knee. He was supposed to join Milan, and he done his knee.
That's my thing about Mateta is
I don't know if he's come. He might have come back since then. Yeah, he did. He played a final.
No, he has.
But,
I don't know.
Like, knee injuries, knee injuries are so back injuries as well.
At that age, I don't know. But that's what we're linked with. And obviously, we're coming out with Laurie Whitwell today, and this is continuation of Laurie Whitwell and the podcast he goes on. Obviously, Talk of the Devils comes out. The same information comes out on the following day on a Tuesday with the deal sheet, and then from the deal sheet he goes on Stretford Paddock, typically, not all the time, and then it says the exact same things, right? My thing is, I think right now, as it stands, if Man United do not get a signing in this week after like the first game, I don't want it. The issue is, if you lose that game and you get somebody in, it's reactionary. It will be classed as reactionary. Now, if you get someone beforehand, then it's looked at like it's still a little bit proactive. I don't really want to be in a zone where it's like last year. And don't get me wrong, it's not Arsenal, quite Arsenal. We lost, but we lost due to that goalkeeper. No matter how you want to say it.
Yeah, but I think we wanted a goalkeeper before that game, though.
I know.
Remember we were linked with goalkeepers the whole summer. We were waiting for Onana to leave. That was what it was. Remember? And then it was the game against Grimsby where Onana had that howler. He literally saved 3 penalties and they still went in the goal. Somehow he did that.
Regardless, they scored those two, especially one of those goals was 100% Onana's fault as well. It was weird. But anyways, it's not the point. The point is, I don't want to move too late just to bring somebody in. Do you know what I mean? Like, as in, I don't want to call a spade, innit? Imagine we don't win against, I don't know, at home, or we got a draw because our wide options didn't want to get up the pitch, just because we don't have that option yet, because of Luke Shaw, because of whoever it may be. We've had the whole summer. Like, you don't have to be a prized idiot. Like, at the end of the day, like, let me circle back. After losing Tonali and the rest of it, why would you still go for Lewis Hall? Do you get what I mean? You've had the whole summer, and this is where I have to be critical. I'm for INEOS. Like, I'm very realistic, right? And I'm still very patient, but we shouldn't be going into match day 1 with Luke Shaw as our left back. There should be somebody else in place by now. There should have been someone that could have been added to that pre-season.
It's more of the case, though, of his injury record, because he wasn't bad last season. He was actually quite good. It's more the case of just his injury record is like, we know he's going to get injured, which is why I would get Lewis Hall as a long term as well. They might look at it and go, look, we can get Lewis Hall next summer. I personally would have got him this summer and gave him a year to bed in, but that's me. They're looking at it going, look, Luke Shaw, people don't factor in. I see Saeed say we should a clip going around on Twitter. Saeed said we should have sold Lissandro Martinez. We'd all like to sell Mason Mount, for example, but we can't sell these players because their injury record and their wages are too high. As I'm saying, if they had low wages, we'd better sell Mason Mount. He's on 200 grand a week. Good luck finding a buyer. I don't know how much Lissandro's on. Lissandro isn't on that much, but I think Lissandro, you probably could find a buyer, in fairness, but I don't think the club wants to sell him. I think the club likes Lissandro. I think because of his ball playing abilities, they like him, right? And Luke Shaw, you're not finding a buyer. The guy's injury record's terrible. He's 31, 32, and he's on, 150 to 175, something like that, a K a week. You're not finding a buyer. So I think they're just looking to go, look, Luke Shaw's contract runs out next summer. We'll have a left back spot there. We'll go out and get Lewis Hall, or we'll go out and get someone else. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about this. Is Leipzig signing a right back from PSV. I don't know who he is. What's his name? I'll have a look, because if they play wing backs, so I wouldn't understand how that fits in exactly. They always have a wide option that's left footed on that wing. Let me know who that wing back is anyway. I kind of want David Raum, just for the sake of who we have up top, who I want to see up top, how I want to utilize that, and also because he's athletic and he improves that recovery that we just don't have at the moment. He's very up and down. You know what it is? Funny enough, the wing backs formation is actually the one that's our kryptonite in a minute. Yeah, because we played Leeds, remember, and they kept bombing their wing backs up and down, and then we played Amorim, and you've seen the same thing. The thing is, when you get fullbacks that can pin back and make the wingers go backwards, then you're going to have all the possession in the world to do more damage. That's the way I've always seen Man United. How we always got hurt in the past? Well, it's because there's some super athletic fullbacks, wing backs, and they push Amad Diallo and whoever's on the other side very much backwards, and it's impossible to get further forward because we're knackered by that time. So I'm kind of for Raul, not because of the price, and not because of like I'm desperate. I just think in terms of like what we lack and what we need, I think he makes the most sense. And also it means there's still a position for a young fullback to come in next year. But even if there's a young fullback to come in this year, doesn't mean you can't get that next year regardless. I don't know if people in the comments, if you've got some throwaway names that me and Rance did not speak about, because we said Rauman is this Says guy, right? I don't know much about Says, whatever his name is, but his tapes look really good. Yeah. I can't give you another name. I really can't. I want to play with attacking fullbacks. Man United's always been about attacking fullbacks, and I haven't seen attacking fullbacks. I dare to say it. Yeah. Antonio Valencia and Ashley Young.
Yeah, probably. Valencia was actually good. He was cold.
At one point,
he could strike a ball, you know. No, he was one of the best right backs in the world at one point, bro. I swear he was cold. That like last season, no, the first season of Jose. He was ridiculous that season.
Yeah, I ain't seen it since then. It's crazy. It's crazy. I want to see that again. I just want to get further up the pitch. I just want to pin teams back. I think there's a good recipe for it all, and I would like, so when Cunha is playing as well, you got to think of it like this. When Cunha plays, maybe Rashford plays, or someone on that left-hand side, we've got players that love that half space. I want them to tuck inside. I want our fullback doing that. Do you know what I mean? And ones that can also go and do an underlap if
that's what I'm saying.
If the opportunity arises. The only issue with this one here, yeah, is that he's actually super weak. He's actually super weak, and he has no defensive capabilities. Raum's got some.
Lewis Shaw is the one we want, I think. I don't think
Robinson's another name I really like. I'm not going to deny it. I do like it. It's not ideal, but I'll take him. And then someone said that one people have mentioned before. I don't know how good he is. He plays for Toulouse, I think, if I'm correct. I think I've watched him a couple times as well.
Yeah, I have no idea what his name is, bro. Methely.
I don't even know how to say Metali.
Never heard him.
He played with that Charlie Cresswell, I believe, and apparently he's like this 6'2" player, free, and he's like majorly athletic, and he's really good technically, defensively, mad sound. Apparently, there's a lot of hype. There was like a bit of hype around him. I remember when Sunderland were obviously linked with him. And I saw a lot of United fans saying, "Why are we not stealing this?" But I don't know.
Yeah, but then if we bought him, they'd still complain. They'd say it's lack of ambition. We spent 15 million on him. Do you know what I mean?
At this point, I don't think it matters who we buy, because it's not Lewis Hall.
No, people will moan. No, I'm talking about just as players in general. People will moan no matter who we buy. Like we could genuinely. If we don't spend like this narrative of the spend, or we've spent net spend doesn't exist, by the way. Can we stop using it, saying we spent there's less net spend in all these clubs? It doesn't exist. No club uses it. We paid 35 million up front for Tielemans. Yeah, that is probably more than, I don't know, who's maybe Chelsea paid for Lacroix, for example. He's a higher transfer fee, but they probably paid it in installments. We paid it up front. Net spend doesn't exist. I think the long term with the left back, they just want Lewis Hall, and if they can't get him this summer, they'll wait next summer, because that's how Barada works, bro. Like Barada, literally, they told us how they were when they came into this club, and you listen to the way they speak in every interview. He tells us how he's going to act. Yeah, I mean, he did the same thing at City. Maguire, City wanted Maguire. We overpaid for Maguire at that time, right? And they said we're not going over 60 million. They didn't get him because we overpaid. Do you know what I'm saying? It was the same with Fred, the same with Jorginho, the same with players like this. This is exactly how he runs a football club. And then people are moaning at what made Man City the most successful club in England over the last 6 years, 7 years. And you got Man City fans trying to mock us for it when it's literally what their club did. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah. I don't have to disagree. I think Mufti, the thing is, when you're saying like true fair, they've already said he's not for sale. That means you can't get him. And also this 60 plus 10 for Lewis Hall, they wouldn't accept it. Do you know what I mean? I think if Hall does sign a new contract, it's because there's a release clause in there. Do you know what I mean? So, but Mufti, I saw you in my chat with Never a Foul. You're just quality. Do you know what I mean? Like you're just negative on Man United at this point. I don't understand how.
No. See what I'm saying though? We signed Tielemans, and he goes, only reason they signed Tielemans because of release clause. What a stupid comment to say. That's like me saying, oh, the only reason Chelsea signed Morgan Rogers is because Villa said it's 170 million and they paid 170 million. Like, he has a release clause. We found that he has a release clause, which, by the way, is a good thing to find out.
It's not a shameless Salinas hasn't. All Spanish, or anyone that plays in Spain or Spanish play, they all have release clauses. Every single one of them.
Yes. Yeah.
So
It's in their contract. It's in the rules, isn't it?
And yeah, it's within the rules. So I don't know how you can't really say Yuri Tielemans isn't quality. Where's that based off of? Again, look, it's your own opinion. I'm trying to go along the lines of saying people's opinions ain't crap or shit. I'm trying to be very different the way I approach things, innit? Like, I don't mind people having a difference of an opinion, but sometimes if it gets a little bit too outrageous, it's a little bit hard to ignore, innit? To say Tielemans is not quality.
Apparently Tielemans is shit now, according to rivals. You know what I'm saying? He's a mid player.
Just because he's cheap does not mean he's shit. He's one of the best players in the league, and we got him.
I would have had him top 5 in the league before we signed him, and I would still have him top 5 in the league now.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Look, and he says we could have signed Steeler. This is what I mean. In what
world is Steeler better than Tielemans? He's at fucking Stuttgart, mate, and he had a release clause of 30 million, and no one bought him. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, all right, no, you don't have to go too overboard, but yeah, I mean, he's not crap, but he's not crap.
Over I haven't watched him. I don't know the fact he hasn't either.
But yeah, you got to be a little bit realistic in the same breath. Like, if true fair, like, you're giving me one season wonders, man. Like, you know, Sangare.
Sangare, who's now at Brentford.
To be fair, I think he's gonna be really good, yeah. But the thing is, bar his goal in that, I ended up watching the game. And he got smacked up differently. Stuttgart, I think it was Stuttgart. Stuttgart got smacked up differently.
If we signed him, they would have complained of a lack of ambition because he would have been cheap.
His touch was absolutely outrageously shit. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like, honestly, like, for the amount of goals that were going in their friendly that they smacked up Stuttgart, I was thinking, like, brother, he looks arse. He scored 2 goals.
Bro, I can't lie.
No, I can't. No, but you know what it is? If you go watch extended highlights and shit like that, you don't have to watch the full game. You get about 30 minutes of the game, and you can kind of base opinions around, obviously, actions, right, rather than just base his possession. So when I go to look at the games, it makes me interested because I don't watch Sangare. I want to see what he's about. And obviously, I'm not going to judge him based off this. The guy's energetic as shit. He scored a couple goals, but when you look at the goals and how they're scored, where the game was at that time, if you see his touch in certain areas of the pitch, I'm not having it. I can't lie, I'm not having it. So everyone that was saying Sangare, at this moment of time, I wouldn't have had him just because of that. But my thing is, again, I know we will sign left back. I think the question is who. My whole thing with INEOS is, like, you can't be selling Carrick short. Like at this point, if we do quite average, 7th, 8th, 6th, which I don't believe is going to be the case.
Happening. I promise you, we're not.
But if it was, but I'm just saying, if it was to be the case, because let's say Mount is still out and you're not using them anyway, so who gives a shit? B, let's say Manu gets injured or Santos gets injured and you're down to 2 midfielders when you got 2 games a week and you have to bring in the likes of a Fletcher brother or something, you're selling Carrick short. You're harming the middle of that. Do you get what I mean? And this is why I look at INEOS right now. And I watched the Goldbridge, Wayne Rooney stick to United. I don't like Goldbridge. I think he's a bastard, innit, personally. But I must say that program there will be elite. I liked it a lot. Because Goldbridge is like he's not in control. Wayne Rooney took control of that whole situation, yeah. And it was like watching a fanboy meet their idol. And I thought that was quite a good thing because you don't see Goldbridge in that manner for me. So I think it's good TV, innit? So I'm gonna give him praise for that. That's serious. I like that a lot. But yeah, my whole thing is when Wayne Rooney talks about certain things, he gives an aspect that we don't understand. Like when people want certain players to go, or when players don't even celebrate together, and all these little things that do add up. Eventually, like he talks a lot about cohesiveness within a squad, right? So even like with the cohesive, like there's little bits and bobs that can really change a dynamic in a changing room. Even a player like asking, why am I not getting any minutes? Apparently managers love that. He'd love that. Like if Sesko's always on the bench, like I need to be playing. Managers love that shit, right? But yet again, I'm just saying with the Carrick situation on that point is like if you sell players short, they start murmuring, they start talking, they start getting onto each other behind closed doors. And I would say if you don't get that extra central midfielder, you've really killed Carrick. No matter how much we perform, if it's average or not, you've either made him overachieve, yeah, or he's underachieved because INEOS hasn't backed him enough in whichever situation it may be in the upcoming season. Do you know what I mean? I reckon most teams, Man City, Chelsea, are going to do extra business. Yeah, Liverpool are going to do extra business at this end of the window. Yeah, Liverpool will. Of course they will. Arsenal might not. Maybe they don't need to. They got a team already. But Man City are about to sell Nico Gonzalez. I mean, they're going to do extra business and bring in Bawadi. They're bringing in free midfield.
And we're still going to slap him up on game week 4.
I reckon Doku being out helps. But my thing is like, you can't be selling Carrick short. Like, you just can't. You can't say you've got money to put up for Lewis Hall, Mateus Fernandez, and all these other lot, and then talk about opportunities, because you can't. That's what we got told today, which I don't believe. I think it's the same reiterated bollocks that's always reiterated every week for the last 6 weeks, 5 weeks now. Yeah. It's talking about they're going to definitely get one signing, but maybe 2. No journalist wants to give a definite at this point. They're scared. They don't want to be wrong. So I'm just kind of I'm in that zone. You can't say unless the perfect opportunity, right? No, you need to get a body in there, whether you like it or not. There needs to be someone of quality, and there is quality out there for good price. And that name might be Baleba. It could be. It could be. Out of all of them. Well, Rooney says he would like someone that's he thinks we're missing a lot of someone that's a bit more brute, physical in the middle of the park, someone that's got a bit of strength to them, and obviously that kind of spells well. He wants someone probably of that ilk. The question is, does it suit what Carrick wants to do?
We didn't have that though when he was playing. Really, we didn't have when it was like 08 team. We had just Scholes and Carrick in the pivot. They weren't physically strong.
Yeah, I would say so.
Scholes was anything. Scholes was weak.
Yeah, but when you think of like, I'm not saying that the players aren't tenacious. I'm not saying that they are weak, but compared to Carrick, Roy Keane, Scholes, even if you wanted to add Rooney in that 10 at that point, all of them were tenacious. Even if you wanted to throw Darren Gibson in there, even if you don't like his name, even if you want to throw in Anderson's, all them players had tenacity in their game. They had bite.
Do you reckon there's a problem, a potential where we put Lissandro in midfield if we got injuries?
Too slow.
No, but he did look good though when he played against
Villa. I remember that one game against Villa.
He looked good. He's just so composed on the ball, you can't get off him. Like, he's genuinely the most press-resistant centre-back I've ever seen.
You know what? If you think of Santos and the way Martinez plays, you would actually say, you know what? They kind of play quite alike when you think about it. I'm not... I'm all up for experiments, yeah? See, that's one experiment that I would have in a heartbeat. But the issue is it enough? Is there enough legs around him?
He's so good at passing, bro. He just... him over the top ball to Cunha or Sesko or Mbuemu. Cheat code.
Yeah, he looked. I can't. That was. I need that again. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to it. But the question is we need someone that can go side to side.
Yeah,
quite quickly.
Heaven at centre back, Euro next to him, row up, and we'll be sorted.
I think athleticism. I don't know if you agree with this, Jarvis. I think it's heavily overstated, right? I think if players got IQ and a little bit of something about them to get around the pitch and knowing where to be, then all of a sudden your game becomes a lot easier. Today, obviously, if you don't know, the world famous Indy Kyler brought out the Baleba news. I don't know if you've seen.
Yeah, I heard.
If there's a one more 50-50 shot in the dark with him, he's the one that got the drops on Baleba somehow. And we already know that Baleba wants to leave Brighton, and he's been pushing for a move for ages now. He's been egging. And if it's to be true that Craig Hope says, well, Brighton are now at a stage where they would be happy to sell him at a discounted price of what they originally would you take that discounted price at 60 to 65 million, maybe even 70 million maximum?
With add-ons, yeah.
Would you take that? Would you be happy with that?
At the moment, yes, I will take Baleba. I have to be cheeky to say that, I'm not his biggest fan. I don't. I'm not entirely convinced of his passing abilities, on the ball abilities. He's very strong, athletic, and all of this. But at the current moment, I think we need a number 6. I've been talking about Sander Berge for ages. I'm even willing to sign. Let's say even if Palinha came about, that for a 2-year contract, I would even consider him right now, because I think we need someone. And I'm almost convinced right now, after what I'm seeing from Tielemans. I know it's a very, very short spell, but brilliant. I don't think he can do the number 6 role. And I don't see Santos as the clear number 6, because I don't think they have the physicality. It also comes to winning aerial duels and dominating, because some teams will try to take advantage of our small squad. You know, Tielemans and Santos and even Mainu, they're not the biggest one. So maybe just put a big guy there and play over our press all the time and just nick it on. So who knows? I think we need a type of physical specimen. If it's Baleba, if it's Underberg, if it's whoever, but we need it for me.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah,
I think. See, me and you are. I don't know. You know what? I don't even know who you want touchline. But me and Jarvis are heavily, very much on the Sanderberg bandwagon because he's physical. He dominates in the air.
If we sign Sanderberg, there'll be a meltdown in this fan base.
I couldn't care. There's a meltdown right now. So who cares?
That's what I'm saying. No matter what we do, we could spend 70 million on Sanderberg and then complain. Because I mean,
I'd also complain at that rate.
No, but I'm saying like they 1 minute that they want us to spend more money, then if we overpay for a player that they don't like, then they'll moan. And then if we underpay for a player they don't like, they'll still moan or say it's a lack of ambition. It's just like rather it's just I don't want Sanderberg personally because I'd rather go and get a long-term target. There's no point. Sanderberg, you sell it, you're gonna buy him, and then next year he'd become backup. He'd be backup anyways, but next year he'd become double backup. I'd look for an like more quality in the midfield. I think we need a specialist or at least someone that's elite level. I don't think he's an elite level player. I think he's just a decent Premier League player.
Yeah. A quick question, Cass. Do you think Palhinha could come in and do a role like a short-term punt?
No
for
chance.
A seasonal loan.
Mid.
Nah, he's not good enough on the ball. I would have had him. I wanted him 4 years ago when he signed for Fulham. That's when I would have had Palhinha.
But he's open, you know. Bayern is pushing him out. I see this Newcastle now
Spurs don't want him for him.
Spurs,
I hate
Benfica.
that. I hate that. If we brought him in, that would probably make me flip my shit a little bit.
If Spurs don't want him, why should we?
No, I know that. I think he rejected Spurs, funny enough, but I'm more in a bank of I don't want Palhinha. Like I think he's past it. I think he's past his best. I don't think he adds to what we want to do going forward. He's a yellow card merchant. I'm not there with him. If he had better feet, you get Sanderberg, don't you? It's the same thing. Nearly. Some of these are saying INEOS is shit, waste another season of rats. Well, it's not done yet. Patience is a virtue. Haitian King, big up for the jewels. Blank says we can only sell Mount to Arsenal, City, Saudi, or Turkey.
You ain't selling Mount to anyone.
Manu is small. No, Manu's not small. Mine is about 6'1". I'm pretty sure he's like.
There's still a narrative that he can't run. By the way, it's crazy.
No, he can, but I think it's the shift he puts in, like the burst. Like if he's active on a pitch, like
he's very good off the ball.
Yeah, I think he's underrated. He just don't aesthetically look great when he's running. That's all that is. But for me, at this point, I think he gets to a point with us as a fan base where bring me someone just of quality in it. Let me know what the idea is, and I can get behind that. That's kind of where I'm at. Like if you go get Baleba, it's because I realize we need an engine, we need physicality in their legs. Carrick can probably says you can get a tune out of him, right? Improve him. If you go for Sanderberg, it's because you want to put your statement down now. But Sanderberg would make no sense if you don't get left back. But I think left back comes in first. I don't see us getting a central midfield. I can see this central midfield thing going down to deadline day, no matter what, because teams get a little bit more desperate and realize like, oh, should we sell now rather than next year?
But do you fear we will go for this youngster from Leicester, Page, as the fourth option? Could he be?
I think he'd be there. Yeah, I think he'd be there. Just it'll be insignificant. I reckon. Like he's just one of them. Like, well, you're either buying a flip or you really are buying a potential. But I don't think we see him in a Man United shirt.
No, but if you go by the stories that we heard, you know, we always heard stories about the third midfielder. Is he coming? Is he not? He have to be a cheaper option and all of this. So he fits the bracket. So maybe this is the way to go. Bring in the young Leicester, 18-year-old Leicester midfielder.
But he's not a defensive midfielder. He's more of a central midfield 8 that likes to get forward.
I don't know anything about him. So you tell me.
Yeah, he looks like a guy that likes to get forward. If I'm being totally honest, he's another. You'd put him in the bracket of Kobe Mainu, but ventures a lot further forward. I'd say he don't look like a 6 to me. So yeah, I don't think so. I think right now, United, look, you're gonna have to go get Kone Berg, or probably at this point, I think the adventurous one would be Baleba. But my question with Baleba, no matter what, is how reliable is? I think it was Craig Hope with that price. Like, how reliable is that? Because today comes out about, you said Newcastle, Polina, right? Well, they're looking at Nico Gonzalez as an option. They're exploring a deal. Baleba, they said earlier that they were exploring a deal in the deal sheet, to be fair. Is it a matter of where United just trying to wait for Brighton to give Newcastle a price, and then you go straight in and say, well, we'll match that then? And you got the player. Is this the reason why we're waiting for so long?
I don't know if you remember, Cass. Some people said we put in a bid for Baleba last season at the end of the window. How much was it? Was it 50 million or 55?
I think it was about 70. Was it intermediary? We valued them at 70 million. I'm pretty sure I read recently that we valued them at 70 million pounds. They wanted a Caicedo price.
We agreed personal terms to him.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, but
he's on my 18
tells me we put in an opening bid or something for him at that stage. The last 2 weeks of the window, something like cheeky, 50 million or 55, and it ended there.
I'm not even too sure.
No.
I couldn't tell you. I swear I see a figure about 70 million. United were like rating them at 70 million, but that 50 million rings a bell slightly as well.
We're looking at 100, isn't it?
Yeah, they wanted a Caicedo price, obviously, and now with his shocking season that he had for them, then obviously that's kind of gone. Can you really see it going half of what they asked from 1 year?
Price, no chance.
I'm pretty sure Baleba's got 1 year left on his deal next year, or has he got 2?
Check.
What's Baleba's deal now?
He wouldn't, because he joined in what, 2024?
Checking
or was
right
it
now.
2023? It might have been 20. You might be right. It might have been 2023.
So there's so his contract runs out in 2028, but there's an option for a further year, but it doesn't say club option. Usually it says club option if it's up for the club.
No. AI Google says includes a club option to extend.
Well, so it's not extended yet, then, is it? So it's 2 years going on 1 year, as far as I know. So yeah, I don't know. I can't see it being 60 million. I can see it probably being around 65 million. Might have ended up being in Man United's favour. Yeah. Or 1+ club option. Yeah, big up.
I hope so. I hope we get him, man.
Because we're not going to survive the season, I don't think. Well, it's not that we're not going to survive. I just don't. It's not practical. And two,
it's not best prepared. You're not prepared yourself as the best.
Kiss the cup options goodbye, because I'm not trying to see Tyler Fletcher in them in those cups. I'm really not. I'm not prepared for it. Not when I see there's other youngsters that are better than him that are not even in the first team like that. They're just playing under 21s football now for no apparent reason, but in my estimation. But yeah, the question is, are we ready for Hull City?
Yeah, we're gonna slap them up. We're gonna win our first 5 games of the season. And we're going to tell everyone that we're back. The big boys are back. We're going to slap up Man City as well on the 4th day of the season. I can't wait for that. And we're going to be top of the league off the first 5 games. And I'm going to be saying it's lonely at the top.
All right.
So are we ready for Hull City?
Yes. We're going to slap them up. We're going to get with Diddy. That's what we're going to do. We're beaten by 3 or 4. And we're going to announce to the world that we are going to be serious this season. And they'll sit there and tell us, oh, it's 1 game. That's what it is. 1 game. Just relax. Then when we beat Ipswich, it's just 2 games. And when we beat, who's it the 3rd game of the season? Who is it, lads? I can't remember. I remember the 3rd. Everton. Yeah, we'll beat them. We'll beat the Scousers. And then we'll go and beat City as well. And then it's just 4 games. It's just 4 games, like they did last time. Then they'll move the goalpost. You know what I'm saying again? Ultimately, we'll end up being in a title charge. Dare I say it?
Boy, I wish you know what? The optimism is there for me, but it's not there at the same time. But I'm optimistic that United have a really good season, anyways. Because I'm not freaking out.
No.
But regardless, with the Hull City, I'm kind of just looking at with Hull City. Like I kind of expect them to try come out for the first 20 minutes and press. As soon as we play from the back, press kind of fits into our hands slightly if they do that in the first 20 minutes. My question is the lineup. That's what I'm worried about. Like, do you go down the route of an unfit Cunha over Dorgu? Do you go down the route of having passive fullbacks like Mazraoui and Shaw instead of Palou?
With a striker.
Of course, that's a given. Do you know what I mean? I'm just in that boat. Is how
Who said
who we
Cunha's
deploy.
unfit though?
Me.
How?
Well, if you could look at that game with
When you say
against
unfit,
Amri-
do you mean not match sharp, or do you mean like he's injured?
no, I mean he's not match sharp and he's not fit. As in he's well good to go, but he's not match sharp and he can't play 90 minutes.
In the last 2 weeks, and he training.
They are not match fit. They are 2-3 weeks behind the fitness level of the other players. So if you want to compete in the Premier League, you can't come in like this. And I agree with you, Cass. You know, Bruno is one question mark. Cunha, Martinez, if he's injury free, I'm afraid that Carrick would choose him. And same goes for Dalot. So again, you know, if you choose to play Xerxes, if you choose to play, who can we play? We have to play the players who have played now in pre-season. We can't just chuck in the so-called best players. I think for us to beat Hull. I don't know.
That's exactly where I'm at. It's what Rand says. This is what I expect. I expect Mbumo, Dorgu, and Ahmad to be our main three going forward because they are the most fit. I don't think it's the greatest options that we can always have. Don't get me wrong, because it would be nice if you threw a fit Sesko in there. Then it'd be nice. But in terms of, let's say a 4-2-4 press, Jarvis, you're going to go through it on Thursday a little bit more, I think, or is it Wednesday, where you're going to go in depth of it, right? My thing is, if you play Bruno, Tielemans, Cunha, even with an Ahmad and Mbumo, your 4-2-4 press, I don't think it's going to look that good. I think it's going to look a little bit sloppy. I want to pin them back straight away and show this is what you're up against in the Premier League. You know, they're going to be up for this. This is their time to showcase to the Premier League that we've got something to give this season.
Yeah.
And who better than Man United? I would love that. I would honestly love that.
We're 1-0 up in the first 10 minutes, man. Their dreams and hopes and dreams are die, mate.
No, yeah, maybe.
Do they still have those black and orange nets, or do they change them to the white nets?
You know what? Don't know.
I genuinely haven't watched Hull City. I know the only time I've ever seen a clip of Hull City is when that guy done that mad goal in the championship. We've done the Rabona in it for like the corner flag or some shit.
What was it Giovanni De Santo?
Was it? I don't know what his name was.
Back in the day?
No, it was literally like 2 years ago.
I wouldn't know that. No, I couldn't tell you. I do know that they bought a lot of players. Like they bought a hell of a lot of players, but they have to all gel together. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a lot. So again, it might not work well at first, but it might be one of them things they're gonna have to wait and see how it goes. But I will always say this, yeah. I said it on Jarvis's channel yesterday on Tactical Devils. If we can't beat Hull City with this group of players and we're screaming at the end, why we need a left back, we need a centre mid, that it just goes to show we're just shit as well. In the same light, when it comes to these small teams, we're crap. There's no solution for it. That's the way it has to come across. Even if you've got Luke Shaws and Mazarawi and the rest of it, you have to slap them up. If Man United beat them 3-0, 3-1 even, you put a statement out there saying we're going to score loads of goals this year. That's kind of how I see it.
We are.
I hope so.
We're going to beat them. I'm so confident we beat these. I don't even think it's been a question. Same with Ipswich. It's Everton away, difficult one. But other than that, I'm not worried about Hull City, bro. I'll be honest. I'm really not worried about Hull City. I don't even know any. I tried to get from my thumbnail up. Tried to get a picture of it. I couldn't even tell you one of their players' names. I had to type up a Hull City player. Do you know what I'm saying? To find out which player that it was from my thumbnail, bro. I don't know any of their players. We should beat them, and we will beat them.
Well, they do like to play with a. Well, I think you would say when you look at the way they play with a 3-4-3 shape. That's what I've seen with Hull City. They like that shape. Quite similar to Amarim's, I must say. But it does vary. It can vary into a 4-back as well. So I don't know what they're going to go with. I don't think anyone knows what they're necessarily going to go with. If I go off their results, maybe in pre-season, the last one was against Nice. I'll try to get that up. I'll try to find what shape they came with. But I'm interested to see how we play against back 5 shapes. I really do. Can we?
Yeah, that seems to be our kryptonite in a minute.
If Luke Shaw is too pussy to get further up forward, I know there's variations of way to put the extra man in there. We need to be providing overload after overload. Like even if he breaks down, I couldn't care less. He needs to buy into what the manager needs, and he needs to be the one that's out wide. It's no point having Dorgu out wide all the time. Like Dorgu shows that he can actually get into some very invasive spaces and cause panic. I want Dorgu in the box to shoot, to just cause chaos, because that's what I expect from him. And if he loses the ball, I know he's going to hound down the man. And that's where I look at where it could be our best friend with a 4-2-4 press. No matter how you look at it, Ahmad and Dorgu are so good, and Mbumo are so good at hunting down their men and not giving them a breathing space. Give the ball to their centre back, but don't give them any, like, cut out the passing space no matter what, because I would expect that Santos and Tielemans will get the better of their man no matter what. And that's where I think they can get harmed, because if they try to do this, let's play from the back. If they try to play from the back, they're finished. Yeah. They're finished.
I would love for Carrick to play with the midfield 3 against Hull, just to overload the midfield. If they play a 3-4-3 formation, you know they will have two centrals. I would go with 3 and just rely on Sene Lammens. I will give them the flanks. They can cross as much as they want, because Sene Lammens is the best brilliant when
cross
it comes
claimer in the league.
Yeah, to claim crosses, and I wouldn't worry about that. And just dominate the midfield, and then I think we will have the game. The only thing that concerns me a little bit about this preseason is the attacking patterns. I know we are doing the rotational thing with 3 on each side when we go into a 3-1-6 attacking formation, but besides that, I don't see many patterns, passing, running patterns, diagonal runs, and all of this. So maybe we will struggle a little bit with breaking him down, basically. And Mbumo, he's been the only goal threat besides Xerxes in this.
I disagree though with this.
Okay,
I think we're going to be elite against low blocks, because I think we've got so many passes in this team. I just don't see how we don't score goals against low blocks. I mean, unless the strikers don't finish the chances. I think we
don't play with the striker. That's our issue. We don't have a.
Yeah, at the moment, I'm talking about the attackers. Sorry, not strikers. Like the attackers don't score goals. Like you got Ahmad Dorgu. If Ahmad Dorgu and Boehmer's our front 3, right? Yes, none of them are out and out strikers, but they're all attackers. Their all job is to score goals and create goals. I think with passes that we have Lissandro, we have Tielemans, we have Santos or Mainu, whoever plays next to Tielemans, and you've got Bruno, and you've also got Dallo and Luke Shaw, who can all both ping a ball as well. So I think when you've got so much service, I checked that they did 4-2-1. When you've got so much service for those attackers and the quality that those attackers do possess, and when you can score goals, scored 20 goals for Brentford, Cunha can score goals, Sessa can score goals, Ahmad can score goals, Rashford as well can also score goals. I think low blocks, we're going to blitz these low blocks. I think the thing that I'm looking at that worries me, the only teams I look at that worries me is just is like an Arsenal who have physicality, but they will also dominate the ball. And that's a team that will worry me. If we have the ball, even against physicality, I still think we can pop a team off the park. But against like an Arsenal, that's a team that worry me. But everyone else.
But touchline, if you go by what we saw last season against low blocks, against West Ham, that was the first warning sign. I think we won against Fulham 1-0 with a late goal from who was it? Sesko. The Newcastle game when they got one man sent off. We lost that game. So against low blocks, when there's no space, I think we struggled. We couldn't break them down. So again, and especially against back fives, Nuno Espirito Santos back 5 against West Ham. I think that was the epiphany of how to stop Man United in a way. So I'm not convinced, but maybe we have advanced. But I haven't seen so many attacking patterns that I didn't see last season. This summer, the only thing I see is the rotations, and I really miss Xerxes in all of this, because I think we need a big guy who can pin down the centre backs and push them back, because I think they become very comfortable playing with 3 centre backs, because we can rotate as much as we want, but they only have always have a spare man who can follow the extra man that comes in.
Would you drop Bruno? Well, not drop Bruno, but would you start Xerxes then?
Yes.
Over Bruno, and then introduce Bruno later?
In the whole game, yes, because I want some threat, even playing him as a 10.
Yeah, if you're gonna have Tielemans, then you would have a Xerxes, just because of the height factor, someone getting into the box, someone who's actually fit. I'm not majorly against that. I think it could prove worthwhile, because even if it's like, cool, Xerxes, you're gonna give me 60 minutes, or if Mbumo's playing bad, you're gonna go up front maybe. We're gonna drop Bruno, and then if you're like 2-0 up, let's say you've got 2 players there that can drop deep and have the ball a lot, and then you can introduce your Cunhas or Rashfords when they're chasing the game. You've got pace. The whole point is you've got pace out wide. Go for it this time. Mine, you can get some minutes on for Tielemans and just swap over like that. It could be a good. It could work. But my thing is here. This is where I can hear this take a little bit, because it is about fitness. Even if he is the best creator in the league, this is why we have Tielemans now, because you don't have to rely on Bruno Fernandes all the time. So it's like, okay, if you've got Bruno Fernandes now, then all of a sudden you're in a bit of a, I think we can still do something here. My thing is with Hull City is infiltrating the spaces, but you still do lose that little bit of spark that Bruno obviously has. But then depends what you kind of want to go for. Something tells me he's not going to drop his captain. He's not going to drop his captain. He's going to have a new contract done and the rest of it. Don't think that's going to be the case, but it would be interesting to see if he gets some minutes, though, Xerxes. I think he should. If Sesko's not there, I think he should, because Sesko could prove to be something. Even if it's 10 minutes, it's 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah. But the only thing is we are a little bit mismatched, because we don't have anyone who can cross the ball, actually, and always been the trouble for Xerxes.
We've got the low.
We got the low. We got Shaw.
Bruno Fernandes, Tielemans can cross. And Bumo can cross, actually, funny enough.
Yeah.
He's good at pointing at the back post.
He plays centrally.
Might get shifted out wide. Ahmad might come off.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is... Oh, man. Are you more nervous? And this goes for people in the chat. Are you more nervous or are you more excited as it builds up to it?
I'm excited, mate. I think we're going to achieve big things this season. I'm happy.
What's the big thing?
Winding people up again. Yeah, I mean, if they tell us we're going to finish 8th, I'm going to slap them all up. I can't wait. I'm going to get the top red back out. Yeah, I'm saying I can't wait for this season, mate, honestly. I'm already hearing people writing us off, and I just can't wait. They did it all last season, and then when it comes to the end of it, it was because it's one game a week. So I wonder what the excuse is going to be now. Now we've got 2 games a week. Do you know what I'm saying? And listen, I can't wait, mate. I can't wait for when we finish above Chelsea and they've got 1 game a week. When we finish above Spurs, they got 1 game a week. And we slap up Liverpool again. Oh, man, away this time again. And I'm happy for this season. I'm excited. I mean, some people may be in the other negative type of way of thinking, but I'm not. I'm excited, man. I think we're going to have a good season. I'm very excited to see the boys back.
Yeah, you had a very different approach, I think, Jarvis. I know where you put us currently, not what it may be. If you add a left back, it might give us a few more points, maybe. But are you excited? I'm excited, but I'm nerve. I'm 50-50. Like I think the first game is just the nerve part. It is very nerve-wracking. I'm not gonna lie, because the expectations of our preseason is that we played really well. A lot of players had to come back due to fitness, which you can kind of give it a buy a little bit of a just a little bit. It's just I just want to set ourselves right. Do you know what I mean? I want to be top of the league or something, just to, I don't know, to set the tone. I just want to set the tone early.
Them Gooners are going to slap up Coventry, bro. So they'll be top of the league.
Yeah. It's the first 45 minutes. I want to get going. You know what? We under Carrick, we're known as second half FC. I kind of want to get going. I'd rather be first. Well, actually, I don't want to be Man City, but I want to be first half FC. I want to put them to the sword quick. The more goals you can provide, the quicker you can bring others on. That's kind of how I see it. That's the benefit.
Yeah, but as I said yesterday, my predictions as soon as what we know now, it's 63 points, us coming in 5th. So because of the amount of games and thin squads in certain areas, and I think we will be punished because of that if we go in with only 3 midfielders and depending on Mason Mount as the 4th guy. But in the whole game, I'm always nervous. I'm always nervous when it comes to this, and especially the opening game. And for me, 3 points is all that matters. I'll gladly take a scrappy win, 1-0. I don't care. Give me 3 points. That's all I need. But again, everybody's underestimating Hull, and I've been here before. I know last season against Leeds, everybody thought we were going to win against Wolves. 2 games we messed up against West Ham. We messed. Things we take for certain as Man United fans, it always comes back and haunts us.
But what about the games that we weren't predicted to win? What about the game against Man City, the game against Arsenal, even the game against Liverpool? What about these games we weren't predicted to win? We weren't the favourites to win. These that were hard favourites. We were even losing against Arsenal. We come back and beat them. So it's the same logic.
No. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying this is where we are as Man United fans. It's always a roller coaster, and you know what we are predicting is always the opposite. And for me, we're winning against the better teams where there are more space, and I don't think it's an easy road playing against low block teams and teams that we are predominantly better than. So again, that's why I'm a little bit nervous, but I agree with you, Touchline, that we should and would beat Hull easily if the players are ready, you know. But I'm not even sure that they are ready, because I know the AC Milan game, it's been so much doom and gloom because of it. But for me, it also tells me a little bit about our struggles and that we are not ready yet. And especially introducing the World Cup players and our predominantly best players back into the game. So it's also depending on Carrick. What is Carrick supposed to do? Should he go and play them into form, or should he wait and let them have more time in preseason? If you were Carrick, Cass, what would you do?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, but it's a fair question.
Yeah,
are you playing Bruno into form, or are you putting him on the bench and give him 15 minutes?
I mean, I think a bit more than 15 minutes. It's you know why it's difficult is because he's the captain. No matter how you look at it, he is our most prominent player. My question is do Hull City? I don't know enough about them. Do they have dominating kind of midfielders? I don't know what kind of midfielders they've got. Now, if they're
Ollie McBurney.
Ollie McBurney's up top. That's all I know. That means you can play a little bit higher if that's the case.
He plays for Hull.
He's not fast.
Didn't he play for that Spanish team a couple of years ago?
Yeah, Las Palmas. Yeah, he scored against Madrid.
Oh,
yeah, him. Crazy. That means that would make Harry Maguire have a much better game, a much easier game, should I say? And Heaven. I don't know about Hull. I don't know enough about Hull. I need to do more research. I need to go watch some of their. If I can find a video for their preseason games, I want to see what they're about. I just don't know what they've got in their locker. I don't know what their midfield's like. I know they bought a new youngster defensive midfielder. I don't know if they've got pace out wide. I just know that they shouldn't be here. They got lucky being in the Premier League, to be fair. And maybe it's one step too soon. But they said that about Luton.
Yeah, and Luton got relegated. So we beat Luton home and away.
So I remember Luke Shaw. Well, it was difficult. I remember Luke Shaw got injured that game in February. But my thing is obviously
that was when Hoyland went on that mad run, innit? For a little bit.
They proved that they can give the big teams a run for their money a little bit. Some of them, not all of them, but they can give you a nasty little low block. But if they ain't got a docket, like I remember they had that Doherty, whatever his name is, and whatnot. I don't know, man. It's you know what it is? If the last two games weren't so deceiving, then I would be a little bit more optimistic, because I can still go off that Leeds game. Every time, look, when Santos plays, I'm happy enough. It doesn't collapse, but as soon as he comes off, it absolutely collapses. That's my issue. The play, Carrick can't play no more with these players when Santos comes off the pitch, even if it doesn't look pretty like against Milan because he had no forward options, right? I'm just kind of in that mix. Is like he's off. There's no one that's going to make the game tick because no one's fit enough to even make the game tick. So I'm quite confident none of these lot would get even close to Santos. I just expect them to press and go down the flanks.
I've got a bounce though in a bit, lads.
Yeah,
big up the chat. Big up everyone. Love.
Yeah. I was speaking to Touchline earlier about that. There's a couple striker options that came out today.
Yeah.
Ivan Toney, which is a target man, and then another target man in Mateta. And we've been linked with another target man that we spoke about yesterday, Matanovic, who I don't like the look of as of yet. Are you taking any of them? If Xerxes was to leave, which one would you opt for?
Out of those three, I would say Mateta by far is my number one choice. I don't know anything about Ivan Toney anymore. I know he scored like 50 goals last season in the Saudi league, but it's the Saudi league. You know, I don't trust it. I think the numbers are inflated in a way because of the level of the league. So I don't know how good he actually is. And also he comes with a dodgy future with the gambling stuff and all of this. And we know Man United, everything gets enhanced by a million when it comes to stuff like that. So I don't want to take Ivan Toney. But the one I really liked is the Club Brugge strike. Yeah, I think he looked quality. He was.
Yeah, he looks good. He scored 24 goals, I think, in the Belgium league.
Yeah.
So yeah, he can play football. My thing is with Mateta, I think Touchline alerted to it. He had a knee injury. He went for surgery, did he? At his age?
Haven't recovered.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The thing is, it was at the end of the season, wasn't it? Do you remember? And yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, but did he have a real injury? He wanted to go in January.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So there was something there. Is he injured or is he just pushing for a move?
Maybe a bit of both.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Maybe a bit of both. Because I remember the Milan medical failed. I know he's stuck at that club for another year. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, Tony, he's never worked hard. Like, he's never been on that. That was the whole issue of him, Arteta not winning my Arsenal, is because he's off the ball. He's quite lazy. That was the narrative anyways, but he's still a good finisher. He's only like 30 years of age. I think he's still got a lot to give. So potentially, I'm not entirely sure. But my
how old is Ivan Toney now?
About 30 years old.
Okay.
Just if you're going to go down the experience route, I know what I prefer in front of goal if there was a chance, and his name isn't Mateta. I just like that he's got Wenger boys with Mbumo in it. If you've got Mateta and Mbumo, you can make the Wenger boys song as a chant. Imagine when Mbumo sets on. Yeah. And the other one, what's that one called? Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, what's it called? Boom, boom, boom. And Mateta's in the room or something like that. Imagine doing that with Mbumo. His name already names him Boom, so he's like, you add that together. You know what? I might need it. Just for that. Just for that alone. And there'd be peanuts. Probably like 20 million. I can't see. Maybe 25 million. Because obviously, if he's already willing to leave, I'm not being funny. He ain't saying no, is he?
No.
Nah.
But Tresoldi for me, I agree. The Club Brugge, I think he's the only.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah. Cunha Mateta.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, good songs. What was you gonna say?
No, just Tresoldi is the only striker after those options that I want. I think he has something special. When it comes to the other guys, I don't know. We have Sesko. I would like someone with a little bit more top level experience, winning the leagues and coming in with Champions League experience and stuff like that to learn. No, I don't. Lewandowski.
No, my God,
no. But you know what I mean. Like a Cavani when we brought him in, or someone like that.
I don't think they exist anymore, though.
No.
When you think about it all around there,
Sherloth.
He knows what it means to win, yeah.
Well,
Soloff is a crap footballer.
He scored double digits in the Spanish league for the last 4 seasons or something. He scored.
I saw Dovbyk have a great season, and he absolutely crumbled after he left. You can even go back to Anthony. He looks good in that league. That's
in the Spanish league.
Soloff is shit.
he is so limited, but he's limited, but he has his strengths. Putting him on for the last 10-15 minutes just to be like the
I don't know if you'd get this reference here, but Højlund, there's 3, 4. I think there might be 4 different forms of a character called Frieza. Now, final form Højlund is Gyökeres. Now, in the middle of that form, when they evolve before it becomes to Gyökeres, you've got Soloff. They're the same player. I'm telling you now, it goes Højlund, Soloff, Gyökeres. It's the same thing. They fight with the ball. Do you know what I mean? I can't have another player. I can't have another player that does that.
Is Haaland on that list?
Who?
Haaland.
Nah, he's a freak, to be fair. Yeah, he's just a freak. Because the thing is with him, I think his footballing ability is actually underrated. He just looks clunky, but he's actually all right with his link up, and his finishing is unreal. He's super fast, strong, and he's super intelligent.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get past. He's just inevitable. That's the way I look at Haaland. Haaland, as you call him.
Haaland, yeah.
Not Hoyland, not these lot. They literally battle with a football. They are having mental gymnastics anytime it comes to controlling the ball. I couldn't do it again. Nah,
I'm just putting it out there for like a 1 year punt. Take him on a loan, just if no other options are available.
Yeah, maybe.
Squad depth. He would probably score 8 to 10 goals.
No, I can't believe you and this Norwegian thing. I hear Sander Berg. I even hear the young Berger. Him, not second form freezer. Just in what's his name in Sorloth. I remember him at Crystal Palace. He was horror as well.
Yeah. But Sorloth, and then we bring in Ryerson.
Oh,
an assisting right back, and suddenly we have a great combination of Norwegians.
Yeah. This is you know when it's time to end the show, this is perfect timing. I'm going on big up Jarvis. I'm gonna send a collaboration link as well so people can find you and Touchline. But people, make sure you like the video. We're gonna go over to Never a Foul, where it's gonna be quite a few of us, to be fair. Probably just it's gonna be chaos. Yeah, it's probably gonna be chaos. So yeah, do go over there. We'll be live in a second. So big up to you.